Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife. Now, we do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week, we begin our journey in Pittsfield to preview the Lone Cedar Acres Bluegrass Festival.
We then head to Assateague Island National Seashore to get some useful information for OSV permits.
Scorchy Taws takes us to Harrington to meet Jim Kane, aka The Wizard, and his unique walking sticks.
And then we do a bit of walking ourselves in Rehoboth Beach with Irreverent Warriors of Delaware.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
And Lauren, this is your reminder that if you ever go walking around the woods in shorts and socks, that you bring some bug spray because these chiggers are killing me.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, you know that outside of the show, I'm also a musician, and one of my favorite genres of music is bluegrass, and even though I don't play it, I do love listening to it. And you got a chance to go hang out with some real bluegrass musicians in Pittsfield.
Right, we stopped by Lone Cedar Acres in Pittsfield, Maryland to hang out and learn about the second annual Bluegrass Festival.
Ever since I was probably 4 or 5 years old, I remember going to bluegrass festivals with my grandmother, and I lost her in 2010. And this is sort of, when we purchased this property out here, it was just a way to try to remember her by throwing a bluegrass festival, and it kind of stuck, and this is our second annual festival. I ain't got no life. She's looking down on it and making sure it's a success, and making sure we're going to have sun that day. So last year, much like this year, we're going to have craft vendors, merchandise vendors, food vendors. New this year, we have our petting zoo that we've added to the property. We're excited to see, the kids come out and enjoy that. We have moon bounces and lots of kids' activities. We have Danny Paisley, Josh Grigsby and his band across the tracks. The Eastern Shore Bluegrass Association is a big sponsor helping us put this on, as well as Resort Exteriors, Fresh Coat Painting, and our biggest sponsor this year is the Metal Shop there in Delmar. Super happy to have the folks just getting involved and helping us put this on. The event is September the 16th. You can find us at lonecedaracres.com. You can buy tickets at ticketleap.com, as well as go to our website under events, purchase tickets under there, or we'll be selling right at the door. $25. Like I said, 12 and under is free. Come on out and have a great time.
The Bluegrass Festival takes place on September 16th, and if you want more information, you can check out Lone Cedar Acres on Facebook.
Coming up after the break, we head to the Assateague Island National Seashore to learn about some OSV permit information that you're going to need to know. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after this.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Jason, we're locals, and this part of summer is definitely made for us.
That's right, it is a local summer, or second season as I like to call it, and it's time for us to finally get out onto the beach. But if you're like a lot of folks that like to drive onto the beach, the Assateague Island National Seashore has some new regulations when it comes to getting your OSV permit.
There's been some changes in how you purchase the OSV permit. In years past, you used to be able to just come into the ranger station to take care of everything. Now part of that process is now done at home. You're going to go to recreation.gov and you'll create an account or sign into an existing account to purchase your permit. You will then have 10 business days to come and pick up your permit at the ranger station. You will need to bring in your vehicle registration and photo ID. The registered vehicle owner does have to be the one to purchase and pick up the permit. We will be open every day at least from 9 to 5 or pick up that permit at the ranger station. You're going to want to set up an account through recreation.gov, just your information, name, phone number, address. You'll need your email in order to set that account up, which is why it's easier to be done at home prior to coming, because here at Assateague, the cell service is very spotty. So the OSV permit is just your standard pass. That allows you to drive out onto the beach, allows 24-hour access. Between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. you do have to be actively fishing out on the beach. Just because you do have an OSV permit does not guarantee access to the OSV at any time. Certain closures can happen for any number of reasons. Some birds might be nesting out onto the beach. We might have closures due to weather or tides. There's also a 145 vehicle limit. So at any given time, 145 vehicles can be out on the beach. Once we do reach that limit, it becomes a one-off, one-on status.
When you enter the OSV, you want to kind of drive in the tire ruts, the tire tracks that are on the far western side of the beach here. That's where you're going to be safest, and they're already kind of pre-paved for you, so they're already the sand's already more packed down at that area. So you want to drive along the OSV in those ruts, in the same ruts that you use on the way out, whether you're going north or south. So we need several things. We need a shovel. It's got to be at least 18-inch handle. You need your standard jack. Most vehicles have their jack in the vehicle already. You need a jack support, which in most cases is just a 12 by 12 board to support the jack, because the jack is just going to drive right into the sand if you try to use it out on the beach. You need a tire gauge. A manual tire gauge is best. Don't just rely on the tire gauge that's in your vehicle. And you need a tow strap or a tow chain. You have to be able to self-extract, so you have to be able to get yourself out. You don't want to incur the cost of a tow, and you can't really rely on your fellow OSVers out there to dig you out, and it's not a service that we provide, so it's something that you want to make sure you have all the equipment so you can self-extract. Okay? We do have these deflators that we use to deflate our tires, because you have to air down to 15 to 20 pounds per tire. Some people just use their fingernail to air down the tires. They do have these deflators. You can buy these. You just screw these right onto the tire stem, and it'll automatically start to bring the air down in your tires. You can monitor that, and you want to make sure that you take it down to 15 to 20 pounds per tire.
Again, to get more information and to get your OSV permit started, search for Assateague Island National Seashore at nps.gov.
Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water, and Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1.
We're out here walking some trails today, and if you're doing some trail walking yourself, some important things to bring would be water, bug spray, and maybe a walking stick.
Yeah, especially one that's custom made for you, like we meet from a man called the Wizard in this week's Remembering Scorchy Taws.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
It is in this 12 by 15 foot shop in Harrington where the Wizard works. The Wizard is Jim Kane. Jim makes walking sticks, a hobby that just innocently stumbled upon him a little over 3 years ago.
I used to be working survey for the state, and I walking in the woods quite a bit, and I saw one of these, I call them choke sticks, because they've been choked off by a vine. And I found it and brought it home and started, carving on it a little bit, and then I started sanding on it a little bit. And the more I did, the more ideas came to mind. And one thing led to another.
Led, as a matter of fact, into an amorous adventure of refining his walking sticks into silver-tongue conversation pieces.
A man up in Appalachia may pick up a piece of wood and he sees a horse rearing up in it. And you just see a piece of wood. I look at these sticks, and each stick I see something different. As I start working with it, the longer you work with it, the more you see, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And this would really look nice. Maybe I should color this one. This one doesn't have a proper grain to be, to be natural, to really show it off. So I'll paint this one, and that's the way I do that.
Now, Jim is pretty secretive when it comes to disclosing where he finds his vine-entwined trees.
Now, I'm not going to tell you guys exactly where I find these, but they're all over the state. It used to be I had to look really hard. But now, in the winter, I can look I can ride down the road and look in the woods. I can see 50 feet in the woods and spot a vine.
And once he finds them, cuts them, and cures them for 8 months, the wizardy at Wizard Works begins. Sometimes his labor of love is reminiscent of preparation for medical surgery, minus the smoke, of course, and in a sense it is plastic surgery.
Most people put them in their gun cabinets or up on their mantle or something like this and show them off.
Unlike those certain shoes, these sticks ain't made for walking. They are showpieces, garnished with pewter, crystal, and gems, and created by the hands and from the imagination of Jim Kane, the wizard of Wizard Works. Scorchy Taws, wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine, online at shortsmarine.com.
As we get into harvesting time here on Delmarva, did you know that the combine got its start in Scotland in 1826?
Did you know that most combines, when cutting small grain, can harvest around 25 acres per hour?
And did you know that once headers, platforms, and attachments are included, that a new combine can run a price tag of $1 million?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
We got a little taste of fall weather last week, and Jason had his jeans on, if you remember, but he's back in his shorts again this week. And you were in your shorts again another time recently.
Yeah, got to participate in the inaugural Irreverent Warriors Delaware Silkies hike, which you get to see right now.
We bring veterans together! We bring veterans together! Using humor and camaraderie! Using humor and camaraderie! To improve mental health! To improve mental health! Prevent veteran suicide! Prevent veteran suicide!
So this whole hike today is about bringing our brothers and sisters in arms together so that we can heal, we can have fun, we can reminisce, and also it's just to have a good time so that they know that they're not alone, so that they know that when you come out here, when you come out to a hike, not just my hike, but when you come out to a hike, you know you're going to be loved, you know you've got someone to talk to who understands what you've been through.
Irreverent Warriors was started as a way to bring veterans together, using humor and camaraderie to improve mental health and prevent veteran suicide. For a long time, the national average was 22 veterans a day take their own lives, and Irreverent Warriors out here trying to make sure that we can lower that number.
The Delaware chapter got started was after I'd been to a few hikes. I was like, there's a reason why we need it here in Delaware due to the veteran suicide that we have here in Delaware alone. So I took it upon myself and sacrificed my time and brought our team together, and we made this happen so that we could take care of our brothers and sisters.
So Brandon and I have been working for the past little over a year, reaching out to local companies who've been really supportive as far as donations or being a part of this organization and making sure that this hike happened. We had a great feedback from a lot of the places that we reached out to here in the state, and they really wanted us to be out here and have this hike.
So the activities that we're going to be doing today during the hike, for one, is the hike itself. And we've got a couple of stops that we're going to be doing. At one of our stops, we're going to be doing 22 push-ups a day, which is for our 22 veterans that commit suicide a day.
Down! Up! 6! Down! Up! 7! Down! Up! 8! Down! Up! 9! Down! Up! 10! Motivate them! Get them motivated! There you go! Yeah!
Get outdoors, Delmarva.
Then we're going to have our lunch at the bandstand in front of everybody so we can tell them about Irreverent Warriors.
If you're a veteran, reach out to us, come out to a hike. It's a little intimidating on your first one, but once you get started, you're going to get hooked just like everybody else has. If you are a civilian and you're looking to get involved, reach out to us. We always need help as far as volunteers and doing some legwork during the year. So anybody that's looking to get into the program here, reach out to us via Facebook, look up irreverentwarriors.com, and you can find all the information there.
So thanks to all of our sponsors who have made this happen. I mean, just without our sponsors, without our team, without our volunteers that are here today, this can't happen without them.
Now, I have been told that the Delaware chapter is going to be expanding into a Delmarva chapter, so look for more hikes coming to our area in the near future.
Coming up next, we're checking out your latest viewer photos. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. We'll be right back.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Let's flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
John Meck reeled in a nice rockfish while doing a little night fishing in Ocean City.
If snakes aren't your thing, look away now, as Raymond Harper of Lincoln sent in a photo of a 2-foot-long black racer.
Chris Staples got some action on his trail camera in Pittsville as a family of otters were out for a jog.
Michael Eager sent in this gorgeous picture of a surfer at sunrise.
And he also sent us an action shot of Richie Keller from a race at Middleford Speedway.
Sean Briganti took our breath away with these stunning nightscape photos of our Milky Way galaxy from Assateague Island National Seashore.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
And now it's time to take a look at the Mount of the Week.
Brought to us by our friends at Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy in Pittsville.
This doe with a double white throat patch was harvested in Delaware by Josh Cosme.
For all your butcher and taxidermy needs, contact Spencer over at the Longhorn Butcher and Taxidermy Facebook page, or stop by the shop on Morris Road in Pittsville.
School is in session, and that means it's time to nominate your student for the Farm to Table Scholarship Program.
Nominate an area high school senior who has a passion for the culinary arts or agriculture at WBOC.com and search Farm to Table.
That's going to do it for us this week, but keep sending in those pictures by emailing outdoors@WBOC.com.
And if you'd like to follow us on all of our social media pages, make sure that you scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner with your phone's camera. We hope to see you right back here again next week, but until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you
Outdoors Delmarva.
Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine and Bell Creek Equipment.
Three, 2, 1. That's whoa!
We get that in 4K?
That's whoa!